All right, so this is a little different than our normal video. I am wanting everybody to get to know our team members well and a little sneak peek behind the curtain, so to speak. I, of course, am Charity Daniels, and this is
Mackenzie Van Patten.
And we are members of the Daniels team with Keller Williams here in Savannah. We normally put that at the end, but it's going to make more sense for this one to be up front, so bear with it, everybody. All right, Mackenzie.
Yes.
What was the moment in 2025 when you thought, yep, this is why I do real estate? Because I bet you've thought a couple of times, why am I even in this business?
Do I continue doing real estate?
Yeah.
Yes. I think that forming relationships with vendor partners has been really, really cool.
Yeah.
And there's one in particular who went from a client to one of my most trusted contractors and also to a friend.
Yeah.
And that is really special for me because to see it kind of come full circle and have this person be somebody that I trust so much and love their family.
Yeah.
It's just, it makes me feel so grateful to be able to do what I do because I never would have met him otherwise.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So that's been pretty special.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And what client story from 2025 still makes you smile?
It's gotta be, I'm going to give the quick answer and then I'll go into it a little bit. It's got to be cleaning out my client's chimney dust. Now, let me explain. So, we had a client where I organized all the contractors.
Right.
He wanted, the air quality testing and the chimney sweep and the painter and the home inspector and just everybody. So, there were a lot of people to coordinate. And one night, we had to do it. There was only one time that this chimney person could come. And so I was there. We started at about 7 p.m. and I was there till about 8:30 that night on a Thursday. And I had other personal plans, but I let those go so I could be there for this. And I'm texting my client throughout and he's not responding, but I'm just sending him updates. It's nothing essential, but there's 5 chimneys in this house.
Oh my.
And the chimney guy's inspecting every single one. And after every one that he takes his camera out of, there's just dust everywhere. But it's 8 o'clock. So to make the most use of time, he is going on to the next one. So I'm sitting there sweeping up all the chimney dust after each one. So at 8:30, I'm on my hands and knees sweeping up the 5th chimney with the dust. And afterwards, my client texted me and said, "Sorry, I've been MIA. I've been out on a date." And I was like, you're telling me you're out on a hot date and I'm in your house cleaning up chimney dust at 8:30?
Yep.
But I would do it for him again and again because he was awesome.
Yeah.
So that makes me laugh every time I think about it.
I love it. I love it. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And I tell them also, bonus, tell them real quick about a recent plaque that a buyer gave you.
Yeah, that one is very special too. Well, and I made a video about that recently, the other day. My client I friended him on Facebook, and so he saw that I used to be a D1 rifle shooter. And he knew throughout this transaction how hard I was working for him, and it was not a traditional transaction. So there were just extra hoops to jump through there, and he knew how hard I was working, and it was stressing me out a little bit. And when all is said and done, we closed the other day and he gave me a gift. And I don't normally get gifts from my clients, so it's already really special. But I opened it in front of him and it was a plaque that said, "Mackenzie Van Patten, 1 shot, 1 sell." And it had a picture of a house in the middle of a bullseye. And
that was so brilliant.
It was
and
so
thoughtful.
brilliant and thoughtful. And who does that? He went specifically out of his way to put this together for me. And I am just so grateful for it. And I'm glad you brought that up because that makes me smile.
It really is about our relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And both for good and for bad, because we break when our clients break, but we rejoice when they rejoice as well. So, biggest plot twist in 2025, and how did you handle that?
Biggest plot twist. Okay. So this year, I learned a very important lesson, both business and personal. I learned that I can't control people.
You'll be relearning that lesson over and over and over again.
And I made it 26 years and I thought that I could, but it all came crashing down and I realized I can't control people.
Can't control other people.
So there was just a very challenging client, and I have never lost that much sleep before in any transaction. And so I realized that I was trying to control the whole situation too much, and it was taking away all of my energy. And I learned that in every situation, I cannot control other people, and I learned it personally too. And so that was a plot twist, but I'm better for it.
So would you call that a mindset shift as well?
Absolutely, is a mindset shift.
Yeah, it is. Once you realize that we don't control other people, and I think some people struggle with that more than others. I struggle with it a lot. My husband, on the other hand, not as much. I wish I could sometimes live more in the moment the way he does. So, little bonus questions that you probably haven't prepared for. Look at her, she's freaked out.
No.
So, what's one thing that a team member or somebody did this year that genuinely helped you?
What's one thing a team member did?
And not me.
Not you.
Not me. I don't help Mackenzie. She's on her own.
She's so unhelpful.
Not helpful at all.
Gosh, well, I mean, it has to be Gracie.
Yeah.
I mean, Gracie has been so amazing. And in the time when everything was just good, there were 2 points this year where business kind of blew up. And a lot of people at one time wanting to sell and buy. And of course, I saw the buy side of it. And I am obviously limited with everything I can do. And so Gracie really stepped in and helped out in all of the other things that still needed to be done.
Yeah.
And so she made the world of difference.
She really does. Yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, there's been a few showings where I've shown up as in your place for closings. A few buyers where I've shown up in your place for closings, and people go, "Oh, are you Gracie?"
Oh,
I'm not Gracie.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Gracie's pretty amazing. Is there a risk that you took this year that paid off? There's something new that you did and you thought that was worth it. I'm even thinking about a buyer that you tried to help by reaching out to specific types of sellers off the market. That takes time and that takes effort.
Sure. There was a buyer that I met with this year and I felt like we had formed a great relationship in that moment, and they were looking for an off-market property. So we sent out 350 letters to sellers in the area that had the type of home and the location of home that he was looking for. And I ended up getting about 8-ish calls back from that.
Which is really great.
Which was great. The downside is he ended up just closing the other day with another realtor.
Well, good for him.
I know.
Finding what he wanted.
And I am glad that they found what they wanted.
Yeah.
That would be a situation where it didn't turn out financially, but it still gave me a great experience because those conversations on the phone that I had with those sellers, those are conversations I had never had before. Like people calling me, hey, I got your letter. I do want to, let's talk about this. Those are conversations that I had not had before. So what was the question?
What was the risk that you took that? Well, I asked that paid off. This did
not pay off
yet. It didn't pay off yet.
Yes.
It's going to pay off in 2026.
Yes. So, yes, exactly. So that was a risk. That took time doing all of those letters and with Gracie's help as well. That was huge. She put in a lot of effort into that, speaking of Gracie. And so it hasn't paid off yet, but it could.
It could. So what are you determined to do differently or add into your systems and processes for 2026? What do you see coming in 2026?
Right. Well, we have big goals for 2026. The goal on the buyer side is for me to help 36 families buy a new home. And that's a big goal. And one thing that I worked on implementing in 2025 was specifically my written procedures, how I do things. Everything I do, is it written down? And I'm not finished with that procedure list yet. But I could see that in 2025, it helped out a lot in those 2 times during the year when we did get very busy. I can't imagine how many things I would have missed had I not had my system written down. So all I had to do was follow my system. And so that is something that I'm going to continue making my procedures even more dialed in, so that it allows us to be able to serve that amount of families.
And we do. We have big goals for 2026. So with that, what market prediction, I don't know if you've been following the predictions, I'm always interested in them, are you willing to bet on coming true for 2026? Because the last 5 years, okay, you're kind of young, but the last 5 years have made it really hard for me to trust working on business plans for the following year. So, how are you feeling?
I'm hearing that we'll have 10% more closed homes in 2026. And from what we saw at the end of this year, I think that's probably possible.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that buyers and sellers have been holding off for a few years due to interest rates. And I think people are finally starting to move. And accept rates the way they are. And also with just buyers being able to get more closing costs covered. I think that's helping.
It helps with the affordability for sure.
It helps with the affordability. So I think that 10% more closed units would be great. And I think that's possible.
I do too. Thank you, Mackenzie. I want to thank you for a fantastic 2025. It's been so much fun working with you. I'm excited to see what 2026 brings.
I'm excited for 2026 as well. Thank you.